Okay, number 7. What shall I roll for number 7? I wonder which one I'm gonna get. That'll be the hard, like a really hard one, like High Legacy, because that's the hardest thing it goes to. It's back. I really don't remember if this is a hard one. I think it is. No, it's just not at all. Oh, it's this level. Oh, wait, this was nerfed, wasn't it? Fuck. Fuck yes! Yes, dude. I beat it.
It's easy, by the way.
Oh my god.
In response, you will be given a meme.
Oh, you dude, this level's so ass. It's
GG,
second
bro.
half
Bro's giving
heavy,
gifts.
the ending's impossible. Also, it's boring. 93, 1,980 attempts. I low-key thought it was so much more. The best way I could describe it back is second half heavy and boring. It wasn't boring until later on. Another level I got really unlucky with is it back. It's this level. The first half of the level is honestly really easy compared to the second half, but I don't even have to explain the first part. This gap, I guess, if you're not that straight flyer, could be a little difficult. This, I don't know why, but I died here so much. For some reason, because I just could not do this timing every single time. This is probably the hardest part of the first half, this 13% area, specifically because of these 3 black orbs. They are pretty tough timings, actually. If you hit this slightly late, you have to hit this corner. If you don't hit this corner, you're straight up dead. So you have to hit that early. That's the reason why it's so hard. Then you have to click that pretty early, so you can go down there like that. Jump here, so you fall down there, and yeah. This part is easy once you learn it. I died here a few times just because it's kind of a fast transition going into this dash orb. Hit these red orbs slightly later. I used to hit him early. I thought that was the right way to do it, but it wasn't. Yeah, this dash orb is also kind of difficult because you gotta click it late so you avoid that gear. And also click this black orb later than it looks. And then this UFO, this click right here, click it earlier than you think as well. That's the main issue I had with that. Also click that earlier than you think because it's a dash orb. You don't have to hold this dash orb the whole time, but I chose to. But again, click this earlier. Theoretically, the hardest clicks in this part is this UFO, these little UFO clicks, but it gets consistent once you practice it. You really don't die with it much, to be honest. click that a little late. Make sure you don't click it early or you die there. So then once you get here, hit this blue orb and then hold for the first 2 blocks that come up. And then click the third one so you fall down there. So this hitbox is weird. So the hitbox is not this whole block. It's actually just a line right here. So basically you want to click this earlier than you think. Click this earlier than you think as well. Yeah, click that early. And then once you click here, hold. Because if you don't hold, you will miss this block. And then yeah, you go up here. So once you hit this area, hold like right before you enter this portal. And then like let go around here and then click again. That's kind of how I did it. So this wave is a little funky because it looks like it's really fucking tight. This whole white space you could go through, that's pretty much what you're aiming for there. And then this is a buffer, so just buffer that green orb. Okay, now the duel. This is where the hard part of the level starts. Basically every dash orb you enter, you want to hold the whole time. You see you hold there, and then right where my ship is where you let go. Don't click this early. You want to click it like a little later because your cube up here, if you hit it early, will die to this second spike here. That happened to me several times. Here I've been looking at the ship actually, so you'll just hold again and then hopefully you don't die here. Sometimes you will. If so, oh well. And then here, click this dash orb a little later, like pretty late close to the spike, because your ship will also be holding up. But here's the thing, don't hit this green orb until you're already up. About here is where you want to hit the green orb, but then your ship, obviously, you want to only hold it a little bit, so your ship swoops in and you don't die to those spikes up there. And then here, don't hit the dash orb until both of your icons are together like this, so then you don't hit these spikes. And then click that late because there's those spikes. Once you hit this yellow orb here, just hold. Here, go down a bit. Don't do what I did. Look at that. How am I not dead? I never actually have done this before until the completion attempt. Now this is a pretty hard wave, specifically this release. You could double click if you really wanted to, but I suggest not. And then here, as soon as you enter this teleportation portal, you have to hold because you'll be teleporting down here. And then you'll have to go all the way up. Click as soon as you get into this yellow portal. Do like 2 clicks here. It's probably, oh, that's actually really consistent. Oh my god, those 2 clicks were really consistent there. Anyway, and then this is like an upward spam, which I'm personally really good at. This could be really tough for a lot of people, but for me, I didn't struggle with it. Now we get to the last 2-3 parts of the level, which, oh my god, I died here a lot, and it's a very much a choke point. This part, the only part I would consider to worry about is this right orb. I would align it like this or very similar to this, because if you hit this late, you will run into this block. That's the main thing I suggest worrying about. This part is pretty easy. But this is on the other hand, oh my god, it sucks. This part is the worst thing in the level because these blocks are so easy to clip. Like, I almost clipped that. Maybe a couple frames from clipping that. Like, if that didn't happen, I would have straight up just gone through the half block and then died to these spikes. The amount of times that happened from 0 is not fun. But yeah, this is just a little bit of weird straight fly that you just do right there. And then this entire second half of the ship is pretty much swoops. The hard swoop is that one, but then you don't want to swoop too high because there's a screen orb. You want to click this pretty much as early as you can. So then you get up here and you don't die to this block. I died to that block once. And then you got a couple more swoops, and then straight fly into the last section of the level, which I should mention is technically the hardest part of the level because of 2 clicks. There are 2 silent clicks in this last part. The first one being this hold. This hold is so hard for this kind of level. You want to avoid hitting these spikes, but you don't want to hit it too late, otherwise you'll hit this block. Now, this is not a spike, this is a slope. And then you want to hit the red orb later, because if you don't hit later, you will not reach these blue orbs. By the way, I died here once, and that pissed me off a lot. I also died here, because I found out if you hit this slightly too late, you will not be able to jump over that spike. So hit these yellow orbs pretty fast, so that does not happen. And then you want to hit this green orb kind of late as well, but don't hold the whole time, because if you hold the whole time, you'll die here when you try hitting the green orb. And then the last part, this jump. This is the last jump of the level. It is also probably one of the hardest jumps in the level. I died here twice. That was not fun. You can't hold too much, otherwise you'll die to these spikes. And obviously you had to let go so you can pass it. So that was fun to die to twice. And that's it back. It's a really funny level overall, but not the best to play. If you really like janky levels, then you'll like this level. That's the best I could describe it. Honestly, I'll probably give this like a 3 or 4 out of 10. Probably a 3, just because it was really boring after playing it for a while. Most of it is insane demon difficulty, and then the rest is like easy extreme, and then we got the few choke points that just make it much harder than it should be.